Hello and welcome to Hot Money on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. This is a show which gets you a complete wrap of all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. I'm Darshan Mehta. Let's welcome our experts and Brijesh Singh of StockAxis, Raja Venkatraman of Chart Advice, and Dyaneshwar Padwal of KIFS Securities join me on the show. Before we go to our guest, let's go across to Yash Upadhyay, who has a chart on Capital First. Yash, what's the chart indicating and what's the historical trend like?
Afternoon, Darshan. So a sell call coming in on the charts of Capital First, and the indicator that we are using is the stochastic indicator. Now we've seen that over the last couple of trading sessions there has been a big up move going from the levels of about 550 from 500 sub 500 to as high as 550, but since then over the last 3 trading sessions the stock has been slowly and steadily declining, and with that the stochastic line, which is the blue line over here, that has crossed below the white line to give a negative crossover, suggesting that the up move that we saw from the levels of sub 500 to 550 may be overextended, and that there could be room for a downside from current levels.
Okay, if you backtrack this data, what does it indicate?
So 5 out of the last 7 times, if you went short on the counter when the stochastic indicator turned negative, it would have given you positive returns of more than 7% in the last 10 trading sessions.
Okay, so that's a 7% potential return that you're looking at. 520 is where Capital First is. Brijesh, what does your chart indicate on Capital First?
See, I'll go with here's what he's been explaining, but the only thing is that the risk ratio would not be in the favor. Right now it has been quoting at 520. It give a high suppose somewhere around 530, then we can go for a sell side with the stop loss of say 545, and on downside 500 and 505 would be acting as a support. If that thing breaks, then we can definitely are heading towards a level of say 480.
Okay, so you would take a position only at higher levels, not at this level.
Yeah, I use rise for going short.
Okay, what about you, Raja? What do you make of Capital First?
Yeah, I agree with Brijesh. The levels are not looking to be weak. The overall setup is definitely weak. The momentum indicators are suggesting that the stock is heading to the downside, but a rally towards a 550 region would be a good opportunity to initiate a short.
Okay, what about you, Dyaneshwar? The 2 of our guests to believe that you should sell on rise. What's your view on Capital First?
I agree with Yash, because if you look at the lower time frame chart, so already from stock has been corrected from the 660 level, and it has given a pullback towards the 540-45 odd level. So that could be that rally has been captured in the proximity of 50% Fibonacci retracement of the previous fall. And in last 3 days we have seen that the stock is corrected well, and if this trend is going to be a continuous, so I can take a very short term call. I go short at the current market price by keeping a stop loss of 534, and my probable target would be on 490, because the intermediate trend line, that is on first defense for the bulls, placed near 490, so that could be my target.
Okay, so that's a view that's coming in. The Bloomberg consensus estimate and Dyaneshwar believe that it's the right time to go short. The other 2 guests no doubt believe that the chart is weak, but they would only short at a higher level, probably levels of in excess of close to 530. But let's get started with Hot Money Technicals. The first chart is by Brijesh. Brijesh, you can join me here. We'll pull up the chart. Kotak Mahindra Bank is something that you're recommending. What's the strategy?
See, Darshan, what we have seen now right now is that the stock has been trading in the consolidated, and after that it has given a breakout with that too with the volume.
Okay.
So what my concern is right now, the stock has been quoting somewhere around 1205 or say 1208. Anything below that 1200, we can take an initiative of buy side.
Okay.
Here your stop loss would be a little bit deeper. Somewhere around 1150 would be the level which we would be keeping as a positional stop loss. Whereas on the higher side, if we draw a Fibonacci retracement, so we would be getting from 1490 to the level of 1000. Somewhere around the stock got corrected, and after it has given a bounce back.
Okay.
That too with the increase in volume, one thing. Second thing, if we check it out, the RSI indicator. So RSI indicator has been moving on the higher lows formation, which is giving a bullish sign.
Okay.
So overall the trend has been bullish. Use dip for a buying purpose. So I'm assuming if anything goes below 1200, keep a stop loss 1150, play for the target of 1265 to 1270. The target can be extended to the level of 1300 plus, but the time frame would be a little bit on the higher side. What I'm looking from within 2 weeks to a 3 weeks time frame, we can go for a buy side.
Okay, so short term at this point of time, and till what level? You said 1150 is your stop loss. Till what level would you ideally accumulate?
See, somewhere around 1190 or say 1180 would be the ideal level.
And this is also a good level to accumulate.
Definitely, this is anything below 1200 1200 would be the good level. Suppose any dip come somewhere around 1180 or 1185, we can use that thing as a stop loss.
Okay.
So as a buying purpose. Yeah, stop loss, as I said, 1150 would be
so my thing is it's corrected from 1220 and then now it's moved to 1200. What gives you the confidence that this chart will reverse?
See, if you check it out, this volume, this thing followed by the volume, so that is the first positive sign. Same thing, the volume has given the breakout.
Okay.
So the positive side for this stock is that only the volume followed by the oscillate, followed by the RSI. The RSI has been moving on the higher lows formation.
Okay.
So that is the two concern which is giving a buy side for these stocks.
Okay. Okay, so positive view coming in. Thank you so much for that, Brijesh. Raja, would you agree? Would you take a long position on Kotak Mahindra Bank at this point of time?
Yeah, if you see the daily charts after falling down from mid-July, the stock has given a consolidated triangle breakout. And the strong move seen yesterday, of course, the markets are witnessing some softness right now, but the strong move yesterday has definitely indicated that the breakout is quite strong. And one should look to buy at current levels and on dip towards 1180 with a stop loss below 1150 because the upside looks towards 1300.
Okay, so second of analyst also has a buy call with a similar stop loss and target on Kotak Mahindra Bank. Dyaneshwar, would that be a third buy from your end?
In case of Kotak, after a vertical wave formation towards the northern trajectory, stock was unfolded into the corrective pattern almost 4 to 5 weeks. And on yesterday's trading session, the bulls has clearly initiated the long position, or it has given a signal to stock should be go towards the northern trajectory. But before that, 1220 could be a very strong resistance, that is yesterday's high. If bulls manage to take out that level 1220, then only I will initiate the long position, because in this case we required a follow-on buying.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in. Two of our guests do believe this is the right time to buy, but Dyaneshwar's view is that he will accumulate only after 1220. But the next stock that we want to talk about, and that is Escorts. Raja has a buy recommendation on Escorts on a positive breakout trend that he's spotting. Raja, explain the chart.
Yeah, the stock after descending since the mid of the year, actually it has formed a double bottom, and the double bottom breakout is being witnessed today. So you can also take it as a cup and handle breakout, and with the momentum indicators which I have used is the ADX and DMI, and the DMI is now inching higher, which suggests that there is some positive movement seen in this counter. And that's what says that this is a good strong buy candidate for the December series.
Okay, so what's the stop loss? What's the target are you looking at?
Yeah, the immediate target is around 740, and further upside can be expected towards 780.
Okay.
With a stop loss below 655. So one could actually, it's a breakout trade.
Is it the right time to start accumulating this counter, or would you wait for a decline?
No need to wait for a decline.
Okay,
you can start right away.
Okay, and this I just want to understand what is this line and why? What gives? Why are you seeing a breakout after this level?
See, because there has been sustained effort to reach this line.
Okay.
And this has been going on since September.
Okay.
Okay. And right now you can see that in November there is a breakout emerging. The market has been positive, and the positive DI lines are also inching higher. So all this in combination suggests that the bulls are entering the stock right now after a brief decline.
Okay, so that's the view on Escorts. Thank you so much, Raja. Brijesh, what would your thoughts be on Escorts?
Definitely, I'll go with the Raja. It's a positive sign because the stock got corrected from 940 odd level, and it went down all the way to 540. And after that, the stock on the daily chart has been moving on the high lows formation, and it's been trading near the upper band of the Bollinger Band. So it's been ready for a breakout. So present rate or any dip somewhere around say 980, one can accumulate. What the stop loss would be suggested 940 or 950. One can take that thing as a stop loss, and definitely I'm
700.
Sorry, 740 would be the stop loss, and I'm looking stock trading somewhere around 750 to 770 is a level which might be achieved in a 2 weeks or 3 weeks time frame.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. Dyaneshwar, your view on Escorts?
Yeah, if you look at the overall chart structure of Escorts, and if you go to the auto sector indices, so we have clearly seen that the as per relative rotation graph, the auto sector has moving from the lagging quadrant to the improving quadrant, wherein the relative strength is very high, the momentum is very less. So we'll probably see some momentum into the auto space. So probably Escorts will give some move.
Okay, any target or stop loss that you're looking at?
Target, if you look at the lower time frame chart, so first line of defense placed near 677. 677. So that could be my stop loss, and probable target would be an 750 odd points.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on consensus bullish call coming in on Escorts at this point of time. And the third stock that we want to discuss is Federal Bank. Let's get the chart. Dyaneshwar, if you can join me and explain why you believe there's a positive breakout on Federal Bank.
See, first of all, I would like to elaborate on the PSU sector, because recently we have seen that after a very sharp decline into the PSU sector, we got a very good buying coming in. So in that space, Federal Bank is looking quite good, because on a weekly chart, if you look at the overall chart structure, so stock is moving in a higher top, higher bottom on a monthly chart, and on a weekly chart, it was unfolded into the corrective pattern. The pattern would be an as a downward sloping channel, and recently we have seen that the downward sloping channel has got the breakout. Simultaneously, the second point I would like to mention, can you just zoom the RSI charts?
Yeah.
So here in RSI, you will clearly see that when the stock was moving into the uptrend, so RSI is moving in a bullish zone like an 50 to 100 range, and after that the stock has unfolded into the corrective pattern. Then the RSI has shifted towards the 50 to 0 level, and now that range has been shifted. You clearly observe this white line indicates the range of the RSI, and right now the RSI has shifted from that range and moving towards the northern trajectory, which eventually pushes the RSI towards the northern trajectory, and that effect you could see into the price also. Can you just go to the daily time frame charts of in multi-time frame analysis, we got the breakout on the weekly chart, as well as for an buying entry we should look at the lower time frame, that is in daily. So in daily, after the vertical wave formation, stock was unfolded into the corrective pattern, and it was moving in a very tight range. And yesterday's trading session, we have seen that the bulls managed to take out that range and close above that. So that could be a great buying opportunity. Traders should keep a stop loss of 77 for an initial leg of up move towards the 101.
How soon do you see 100?
It's more than 1 month.
After 1 month, you see this coming in.
Yes.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Dyaneshwar. Brijesh, would you be as bullish as Dyaneshwar on Federal Bank?
Definitely, what he has explained is absolutely right. The stock was been trading in the range, and yesterday we have seen a volume breakout followed by the oscillators or indicator, whichever you follow, RSI or MACD, all are giving a buy call. I'm looking stocks should not break 76 or 77, what he has said as a stop loss. Any dip can be used for a buying purpose. Even the stock has been trading either 200 simple moving average on the daily chart, which is 85 rupees somewhere around. And I'm looking stocks touching somewhere around 90 first, whether the hurdles lies, and if anyhow we are able to cross on a closing basis of 90, we are heading for 100 rupees.
Okay, what about you, Raja? What's your view on Federal Bank?
Yeah, I agree for this bullish view on Federal Bank, and the weekly charts have indicated a divergence. The breakout has emerged, but I'm not so bullish as that it would go to 100, because I am forcing, as per my Ichimoku system, resistance around 95. So volumes are there, positive momentum is there, but the upside could be capped at around 95, and the lower levels are definitely around 80 levels, which should not break.
Okay, so that's a positive view that's coming in on Federal Bank, but remember, Federal Bank has corrected from the highs of the day. It's trading at 85 at this point of time, and we'll start with the second round now. Now, Brijesh has a chart on L&T Finance this time. Brijesh, you can come in. Let's pull up the chart. What makes you bullish on L&T Finance?
See, if you check it out, the L&T Finance stocks, we somewhere around from 180 and 90, the stock got corrected to the level of 110. And it's been trading in this range of 23.6% retracement to 38% retracement level. Yesterday, we have seen a breakout. Even the RSI, if we check it out, same pattern of what the Kotak Bank was been witnessing. It's been moving on the high lows formation. One thing is that. Second thing, twice back-to-back date, we have seen a volume breakout.
Okay.
So that indicates the overall the positivity of these charts. Even the higher lows formation on the daily charts indicate the bullish view. So I am looking stock 140 would be the ideal level, 140, 141. One can keep that thing as a buying level. Okay. Keep a stop loss of a recent swing low, that is 130. Play for the target of 155, 156. Okay. Because 200 is simple moving average lies somewhere around 157. That would be acting as a resistance. Okay. Anything above that, then another say 5 to 10 rupees can be seen. Okay. So for a 2-week time frame, I'm looking 155, 156 should be achieved with keeping a stop loss of 130.
Okay, so this is more like a short-term time frame that you're looking at.
Yeah.
And do you foresee them coming back to levels of 190 in the let's say, distant future?
See, 190 is a 52-week high. I'm not looking that much stock going, because the stock has to cross 200 is simple moving, which generally would be a tough resistance. Even the 76.4% retracement value lies as a 170. Okay. So if it cross 155, 156, then we can say 170 would be the ideal target. But 190 is not right now.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Brijesh. Raja, what's your view on L&T Finance?
Yeah, L&T Finance is positive after the consolidation which we have seen since last month. The breakout which we are witnessing right now has given a buy on my moving average system as well. So with the stop loss towards 133, one could actually be looking toward targets of 165, which he has rightly mentioned.
Okay, so 165 is the target, what Brijesh had said, but that's more of a long-term target. Dyaneshwar, L&T Finance, what's your view?
Absolutely agree with Brijesh, because in last show I have recommended L&T Finance. I've shown that the multi-time frame analysis in monthly time frame, we have seen that the stock has taken a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement support, and on a monthly charts the stock has formed a hammer candlestick pattern which act as a reversal pattern, and after that on a lower time frame we have seen the good breakout after bulls has taken out the 138 level, and it is marching towards the northern trajectory. My probable target would be an 155. In this scenario, I would keep a stop loss of 135.
Okay, 135. So I think consensus bullish call coming in on L&T Finance. Let's start with the next stock, and that is Raja. And Raja is positive on Larsen & Toubro, the big boy. Let's pull up the chart and let's see what Raja has to indicate. Okay, we just hold on for the chart to come. Yeah, it's a buy on MACD.
Yeah. So you can see this chart of L&T, it has been trending lower, but actually what has happened is it has formed a channel.
Okay.
And post its strong results, the channel breakout which has emerged is actually auguring well for the prices.
Sure.
So you have a target zone of around 150 points out here, and the positive for the momentum indicator, I'm taking the MACD, and the MACD, you can see that the MACD has now moved above the zero, which is a positive sign for the prices. And the channel breakout is now already in progress, and from the channel breakout we can see that it's actually heading towards the 1520, which is the first target for people who are actually looking to trade for 1 week. And if you're willing to trade longer, the targets are around 1580. One should actually be using L&T as a buy at current levels and also on dip towards 1400.
Okay, I have two questions. First of all, L&T has been in and around the 1400 level for at least, I think, the last 1-2 weeks.
Yes.
It's managed to trade. It hasn't broken out at that level.
Yeah.
What gives you the confidence that it will break out now? Because the time that you're saying that probably 1 or 2 weeks, I think, is that something that you
15
said?
trading session.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what gives you that thing? And on what basis have you made this channel?
Yeah, I made this channel based on this set of declines.
Okay.
Okay. The decline is since the start of the year.
Okay.
And there is a gap formation here, which the prices have held on.
Okay.
So gaps are important support and resistance.
Okay.
So this resistance has been held. This is on a weekly chart. And now with consistent follow-up on the upside, you can actually expect the prices to continue.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If that was my first question.
So the gap has been filled.
Okay.
Okay. And there is a bullish momentum. And the momentum indicators are suggesting that the price are actually going to head higher.
Okay.
So it's making higher lows. So all this together puts together evidence that the prices are going towards the target.
Okay, Dyaneshwar, L&T, would you be as bullish as what Raja is?
Yeah, absolutely. A good breakout of the channel, downward sloping channel. Stock has sustained above that, creating a higher top, higher bottom formation on the weekly charts. I would probably go long at current market price by keeping a stop loss of 13.19. That is a previous week low, and probably you could see in coming 2 to 3 weeks stock may march into the uncharted territory.
Okay, so second positive call coming in on L&T. And Brijesh, what's your view on L&T?
See, definitely we have seen a downward channel slope breakout. That is the first of the positive sign, followed by the still it's been holding up. So present rate or anything somewhere around 1400 if it trades, definitely one can take a buy call. 1320, 1325 would be the ideal support levels, but one can keep that thing as a stop loss. And on the higher side, 1550 would be the first level to watch where the supply would be coming. Anything above 1550 stock, another can see 100 or 150 rupees upside. But what 100 and 150 rupees upside, I'm looking at least stock trading above 1600 plus would be taking at least 4 weeks to 5 weeks time frame.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. I think it's a consensus positive view that's coming in on L&T. And the last talk from our guest before Yash comes in again is Bajaj Auto, and Dyaneshwar is betting on Bajaj Auto. Let's have the chart on screen. It's a buy on RSI. You'll need to explain why you're so bullish.
Yeah, Darshan, if you look at the overall 10 years charts on a monthly time frame, so you probably looked at the stock was trading in an escalating channel where it is taking a downward trading line, trend line support, and again it is marching towards the overhead resistance of the channels. So right now in the current scenario, the stock has corrected from the overhead resistance towards the downward sloping, towards the lower line channels trend line support, and on a monthly chart it has formed a hammer candlestick pattern that act as a reversal, and after that the follow-on buying has been clearly observed on the chart. And on yesterday's trading session, we have seen that some sort of good buying is happening into the Bajaj Auto. And if you look at the overall sector specific, as per the relative rotation graph, it is moving towards the improving quadrant where the relative strength is very high, but momentum is very less. But in that scenario, on a lower time frame chart, it has given a breakout also. And if you look at the RSI, can you just zoom out the RSI? If you look at the RSI, so RSI is indicating the hidden divergence wherein RSI is making new low but price is not making new low. So that is a buying indication. So one should go long in Bajaj Auto current market price by keeping a stop loss of 2550 on a closing basis for an initial leg of up move towards the 3100.
If we can have the chart back. So I just wanted to understand one thing. Yeah. So if that's the trend that you're seeing, is there a potential to come back to these resistance levels for Bajaj Auto?
Initially, I have taken a target of 50% Fibonacci retracement of this previous fall.
Okay, 2730 and probably 3100 target is something that Dyaneshwar Singh. Thank you so much for that. Brijesh, Bajaj Auto, what's your view?
So definitely one can go for a buy side and the present rate or 2700. Support I'm looking somewhere around 2650 zone, which should not be get broken. Whereas on the higher side has been kind of the previous swing high, that was 2950. That would be acting as a resistance. If that thing has been crossed, then definitely the stock is heading for 3100. So what Dyaneshwar said, I would be going for it, but time frame would be somewhere around 2 months to achieve that 3100.
Okay, what time frame did you say?
2 months.
Around, so pretty much similar strategy, Raja. What's your view on?
I would actually have a short-term view, and yes, the auto sectors are doing well. And the stop loss is around 2650 like Brijesh said, and the targets are also similar to 2950 because that's where I'm envisaging some resistance. And one should actually be looking from a short-term view rather than a long-term view.
What time frame are you looking at?
Say 15 trading sessions.
Okay, 15 trading sessions. So you see a 150 rupee up move in 15 trading session. Okay, fair enough. So I think again a consensus bullish call that's coming in on Bajaj Auto. And lastly, Yash Upadhyay has a chart on Aarti Industries. Yash, what is it indicating?
Afternoon, Darshan. So Aarti Industries, another sell call by the way that the Bloomberg indicator, Bloomberg terminal is throwing, and the indicator that we're using is the MACD indicator. Now, we've seen that the stock has been in a severe uptrend over the last 2 months. It has gone from the levels of about 1100 or so, and for the first time in this year, it has given positive returns for the last 2 months. So for October as well as November, it is up close to 22%. But since then, for the last 3 trading sessions, we are seeing some amount of selling coming in. It is almost flat in today's day of trade, but from these levels, there could be a downside because the move seems to be overextended, is what the MACD indicator is showing. The blue line over here, that is the MACD line, and that is crossed below the signal line, which is the one in white, to indicate a negative crossover. So from these levels, it is possible that we may see some amount of correction as far as Aarti Industries is concerned.
And Yash, if you backtrack this or back test this, in fact, what is the potential return that it has given every time this sell call has come in?
So 3 out of the last 5 times that you went short when the indicator turned negative, it would have given you positive returns of more than 5% over the next 10 trading sessions. So over the short term, one can look at shorting Aarti Industries.
Okay, so that's what the Bloomberg terminal is indicating. Brijesh, Aarti Industries, what are your charts indicating?
See, what Yash was saying for a short term would can be considered, but overall the trend of the chart, if we look at the weekly chart, still it's been moving in higher tops and higher bottom formation, which is giving a bullish sign. So the previous swing low was somewhere around 1150, and even if we take a simple moving average somewhere of a medium term time frame, that lies somewhere around 1250 zone. So I'm looking this thing rather than buying opportunity, rather than going for a sell side. If it trades somewhere around 1400 or say even 1380, one can take a buy call with the stop loss of say 1250 and play for the target of 1500. That is the first level, 1500 to 1525. But on a medium term time frame, that is somewhere around 6 months, I'm looking stock touching 1600 and plus.
Okay, so that's a bullish call that's coming in. Buy on decline is something that Brijesh is saying. Raja, Aarti Industries?
I am also in line with Brijesh. I would like to be a contra. Actually, it's a good pullback which we are seeing right now. And as per my pitchfork system, the pullback is optimum actually for initiating a buy, where I'm envisaging a target of 1650.
Okay, and Dyaneshwar, what's your view?
Below, you can give a stop loss below 1400 and trade for that target.
Okay, and Dyaneshwar?
Yeah, I agree with both of the colleagues of mine. So stock is moving in a clear uptrend on a higher time frame charts as well as the lower time frame charts. But yes, the indicators suggest that the some divergence are coming into the charts. So probably for a short term, you can go short, but I would suggest first line of defense placed near 1444. If bears manage to take out that level, so then only you can go short, and by keeping a stop loss of 1475, and probable target would be near about 1400, 1390 odd.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on Aarti Industries. But before we wrap, let's take a quick view on where the markets are headed. Dyaneshwar, 11,000 on the horizon. Will it see resistance at this point of time on the Nifty, or are you seeing 11,000 being breached now?
Yeah, if you look at the overall chart structure of Nifty has been corrected from the 11,700 towards the 10,000 mark, and now the pullback has been started. This is not an motive wave. These all are the corrective waves, and probably the index would take a resistance in the proximity of 50% Fibonacci retracement placed near 10,980 around.
So you don't see 11,000 coming in very soon?
Yeah. There might be a possibility bulls may hit the 11,000 mark. That is on psychological level. Everyone wants to bet on the 11,000. If you look at the options data also, so 11,000 strike price having an highest open interest. So probably that level will come, but that should be capitalized as an book your profit at 11,000 level and wait for the correction to go again long.
Okay, very quickly, Raja, 11,000 will it be hit or no?
Yeah, the chances of hitting 11,000 is still not done in, because there are a lot of events which are coming in at the domestic events. So all these events will now begin to play. So one should actually be looking to, and the people who have initiated longs, they will look to book profits.
Okay,
so
yeah. Brijesh, very fast.
See, as we know that 11th of December, the result would be coming. But the charts are indicating we are heading for 11,000 plus. Till we are not breaking 10,650, one can take that thing as a stop loss. Any dip can be used for a buying purpose, and looking for 1100 or 11,100 also can be seen.
Okay, so that's the view on the Nifty. But with that is the wrap on today's Hot Money. Brijesh, Dyaneshwar, Raja, thank you so much for coming in today. Ask BQ comes up next. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.